Hi, I'm Wade Harvey, and thanks for joining in part 6 of putting the pieces of .NET together. Today we're looking at SQL Server, and it's got a lot of different components, and that can be confusing to a lot of people. So I want to try to detail what those components are and where they reside in your computer. So what is SQL Server? Well, here's another server, and it's a database server that listens. In this case, it's listening for SQL commands, and it returns information from databases, or it will create databases or tables or whatever. Where is SQL Server? Okay, SQL Server is located in the program files under Microsoft SQL Server, and it's in the bin directory, or the programs, and the databases are in the data directory. Okay, what file level security is needed to access the database? You have to give the access rights for SQL Server database to either yourself, if you connect in mixed mode, or to a username if you use SQL Server authentication. So, and how do I create an instance of SQL Server? Well, this often trips people up. You create an instance when you run the setup process to create SQL Server in the first place. And the default instance is machine name / SQL Express when you're running the setup for SQL Express. Or it can be dot, or another version is dot / SQL Express, or localhost SQL Express. How do you start and stop an instance of SQL Server? Well, you use SQL Configuration Manager, which is in the program files. And what is SSMS? And SSMS is SQL Server Management Studio, and it allows you to connect to a server, run commands, and edit tables. So let's look at these last two: stopping and starting an instance of SQL Server, and SMS. So first we'll get into program files, and it's under Microsoft SQL Server. Configuration tools, and the configuration manager is what you use to stop and start an instance of SQL Server. So when this comes up, it'll have different it'll have a green arrow if the instance is running, in a red box if it's stopped. And we don't care about these being stopped. All we care about is SQL Express. And to restart it, you would right click and click on restart, and that'll stop the instance and restart it. And if it's not running in the first place, this is where you start it. Okay, so now it's running again. It's got the green arrow again. Okay, now let's look at SQL Server Management Studio. It's also under Microsoft SQL Server. I guess it hadn't completed starting it, so it's still starting it. Over there in that window. Okay, completed starting it. Okay, now I'm going to connect to my Express Edition, and I used mixed mode, so I can use Windows Authentication to log into the server. And so now you see the green arrow. It is connected. Running, the server is running. Now I'm opening up the databases, and from here you can go drill down to the tables, and from there you can run queries. Here we'll just run a pre-written one to select the top rows from it. Okay, so that's SQL Server Management Studio. Very powerful. You definitely need this installed to do any real program. That allows you to create tables, write SQL over there. Okay.